So then I would want to calculate, okay, what, based on that probable amount of remaining fossil fuels, if we burnt them at our current level of efficiency, what is the maximum emission impact of that entire quantity?
Well, what I say is cut out fossil fuels
I would be curious to see the answer to that.
possible and explore every other form of electricity and
I think that we are exploring those, and I think that we will come up with a solution before it becomes a problem. But I think that forcing people to come up with solutions doesn't work either.
But our senators and our congressmen are bought by Exxon. I mean, they're not going. They want to be reelected. They're going to take the money.
Right. We need to stop investing our so much authority and so much responsibility and expecting so much of the federal government. I mean, that would be my general thing. It's because it comes back that they're always people asking like, we need to.
The federal government doesn't do it.
Force people to do this.
The private companies are going to do it, and you know what private companies are involved in? Making profit.
Right.
And
coming up with revolutionary new technology that actually works.
Privatization is involved in making money, and making money for stockholders at any cost. When the government does it, no one is at stake.
No, there's no stakes. There's no motivations. That's the problem. Stakes make people move, and without stakes, things don't move. And yes, stakes make things move in both directions. But stakes, I mean, okay, this is just me personally. All right, I don't move without stakes. Mm-hmm. I've got roll SE and bad TE. I hate TE. It makes me hurt. Right? If we want to do this in cognitive psychology terms, I'm motivated by stakes.
We're talking
humans are motivated by stakes. So
MBTI, blah 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 blah. We're talking person to person now.
Right. You know, I mean, it's.
I don't come here for that, really.
I find it a useful language because I find human cognition fascinating.
It is.
That's why I got into it. Because I want to use a language to infer the currently unobservable.
But I think that a lot of people on here are a little too obsessed with it.
It comes and goes. It's one of those things. I think people are in here for different reasons. People that like to use it as to try to like steer their, to try to like figure out who they should go on a date with, or all these like relational behavioral things. I understand why people use it that way, but I don't. I use it, like I said, as a language to experiment on and infer human cognitive processes.
There is a way that people behave, and there is a pattern. And patterns can be observed. And when patterns are observed, they can be given labels. And labels are good in certain situations to facilitate.
You make logical proposals once you have a language in which to propose the logic. But without a language, you can't make hypotheses and proposals and delineate differences. That's why I like it. It's just the language that you can. It's just a logic language. I mean, all it is a language, in my opinion.
I think though that people on here take it a little too far. A little too. I think that they try to seem experts on the subject when they're not. When we really should be speaking about how we behave.
Well, see, I don't find behavior as interesting as the idea of cognition itself.
Oh, well, cognition is I won't argue with that. Cognition is everything.
Yeah, so I mean,
cognition is what our brain tells us our five senses are telling us.
Too much about the behavioralness, and.
But I think people come on here to bloviate about their knowledge of the MBTI.
Most people in here that come in here are, I mean, there's some, and we like to, all the anti-Ps in here, like Eric and Taylor and me, and especially with I think we say a lot of stuff, but it's in order to. But we're dadgum cognitive extroverts, so we do a lot of our thinking out loud.
I'm such an introvert.
So we come in here, we do a lot of thinking out loud, and every time we're doing that, we're slightly refined, and none of us will like any sort of established system.
Yeah.
So we're all building our own hodgepodge system based upon what we've learned from existing systems, and then what we've observed, and then what we've,
I've been
experimental. So we say things
since 2000,
and then we see what happens.
Or wait, no, since 1998. I've been obsessed with this shit since 1998.
Yeah,
but I've grown out of my obsession.
My toes in the pond, and I've
grown out of my obsession and learned to use it as a tool to interact with other people and not just throw out the terms.
Right. Well, I mean, I would say that in this group, especially, like a lot of people use it way more practical and productively like that. And I mean, and that's perfectly reasonable that most people would.
Well,
and we talk about that a little bit. I would say that this group in general is more concerned about like building our own theories around it.
Hmm?
I would say that, I mean, like, the reason I like this group more than some is that instead of discussing the system as it exists and how an existing system can be applied, there's a lot more theorizing of,
I think,
well, what about this concept related based on this idea of the system? What if we think about this idea as well and kind of build
I think this room is more personal. And I think the other room is more technical and wants to be seen as expert.
What would the other room be? What are we talking about?
Room 1, whatever.
Oh, no, I mean, room 1 and room 2 aren't really that different. We just have randomly been hanging out in room 2 for the last 2 days because
room 1 isn't working. I went in room 1.
It happens. Like somebody randomly goes to another room, and then somehow it kind of ends up, and we end up in, okay, well, everybody's been in room 2 for that's been the room where things are going on. There's no specific difference between the two rooms.
Yeah. I just fear that people are hyper focusing on the system rather than the effect that the system has on people and the ways in which we can relate to each other by using the system. I think some people try to seem expertise at it when they're really not. I don't know. That's just my.
Like I said, there's definitely, like, I know you haven't been here long. There's definitely a thing in here where we talk within the terms of the MBTI system mostly, but we also borrow some stuff. Like there's Beeb's model is pretty popular, and then we borrowed some things from like socionics, but then but at the same time, the general kind of ENTP populace, like Eric, the kind of people that actually want to hash it out, like.
Oh, he's an ENTP?
Yeah, he's an ENTP. Like half the people in here are ENTPs, which
why?
Kind of more ENTPs. Like we love it. We're like, yay, other people that we could just like say anything to, and their feelings never get hurt.
You're an ENTP.
Yeah, I'm an ENTP.
I wish I was like you. I want to be extroverted so badly.
I'm a pretty introverted ENTP. Like I thought I was an INTP for a long time until I met the two. Like literally, I had decided I was probably an ENTP, but I wasn't sure until I came in the room and I looked and I'm like, those are INTPs and those are ENTPs, and I'm clearly one of those. And it was really obvious when I had people to look at, but. Yeah, I spent a long time like in my own head figuring that out.
If you had to type me, what would you say? Would you think I was an INTP?
I see an introvert, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Now I have to think about it in that context because I wasn't paying attention.
Because
I mean, I could see that. I wouldn't argue with it immediately.
I can't.
I have a lot of FI. You seem to have a lot of valuing of FI, which is interesting.
I want it. I want it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like I don't know.
But I can't.
I don't have grounds to disagree. But I tend to be a very slow type. I tend to let people like do what they want, and then after a while,
people try to.
I notice
everyone wants to be everybody wants to be an INTP. We know that.
Yes, and in this room a lot. Like basically, there's a bunch of ENTPs that go like. Usually, so far as what I've seen, the ENTPs are usually right. That they are an ENTP when they come in here.
I admit it really, but I was an INFJ, and I was proud of it until I had my psychotic break. And then
we have a lot of INFJs coming here. A lot of people want to be INFJs. So
everybody wants to be an INFJ. They're
I would say that most people that come in here that don't know what they are or don't really know well or have taken like a couple of tests, like really want to be an INTP or an INTJ.
Being an INTP is a fucking curse. Hold on. Yeah.
You've been up all night.
Mm.
Did you get into my hair?
No.
God damn it, Joe.
No.
Maggie hasn't been out. The door's been open for at least 2 hours.
I didn't take her out.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm trying to get.
All right, I'll take her out.
You've been up all night. How?
I'll take her out.
I love INTPs, but like I said, I'm a very TI inclined ENTP, so
I could take my dog with bad legs in the back, and I have to carry her. So I've got to go. I'm maybe back later. If you're not here, you're not here. If you are,
I'll probably go try to go to sleep again and catch a little bit. Now that I've been up all night. Yes, normal sleepy bout. I call this, my alternative name for this place is like Insomniacs Not So Anonymous, because
well,
there's a batch of us on here. Like,
it's good to know you, Audra. I will come back on and
all right,
talk to you at lengths about philosophical and
that's always good. At lengths about pretty much anything, as long as at links is the important part, and in depth. Like it has to, not just at length.
my philosophy teacher called me. He gave me like a hybrid classification. He called me an epistemological Socratic subjectivist. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. Definition there.
Yeah, so look that up. All right, Audra. Did you
until next time
sign on to my Facebook?
Do what?
Did you sign on to my Facebook?
I didn't.
Would you?
I guess.
I like you. You're cool.
Let me see. If that link's still here.
Hold on. That isn't the right link. This is the right link. Second one. Okay, and I am confirming you now, and we're friends, and I will talk to you probably tomorrow or something.
All right.
All right. Good night, babe.
Probably I will return to the room. Adios.
All right. Goodbye.